It's time to talk parent to parent. It's pretty normal to feel a little nervous and stressed before a test. Just about everybody feels that way. But for some people, this normal anxiety is more intense, and that's what's known as test anxiety. And here to tell us how we can help our students who suffer from that, or either figure out if they even have that, Potential Magazine publisher Pam Mashburn, and she brought along Monica Virgil from Mathnaisum, because math is a topic or a subject that gives a lot of kids trouble. Thank you both for being here. Well, it's about that time, ready or not. But a lot of kids aren't looking forward to school. They want to see their friends and all of that, the fun stuff, but
the academics is tough.
It can be.
And, you know, unfortunately, in our schools and to get into college, it's all about tests.
Yeah.
And that's how we measure academic success. And a lot of kids, they freeze up. You know, everybody, I think, gets a little sweaty. One of my kids said, "Oh, Mom, I got a hot flash." Like you do. I said, "No, I think that's just test anxiety, but you get butterflies and all that kind of stuff." And that's normal. But, you know, there are some kids that are so overcome with fear that they want to drop out of school. They don't want to take some of the challenging classes, even though they have the IQ and the intellect and the desire to do those things.
So, and as a parent, that has to be frustrating for you, because
is.
you know they have it and you want to do something about their anxiety.
Exactly.
So what do you do?
Yeah, so that's why I brought Monica, because we at Potential want to make sure every kid reaches their potential.
Yeah.
And so we don't want things like that to hold them back. And so we have a story in the next edition, which comes out next week, the Back to School.
Good.
And Monica is our expert on that. And I want her to talk about that.
Okay, well, you were with Mathnaisum. First of all, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we are a learning center where kids come to catch up, keep up, or even get ahead. And you know, math is a very important subject.
Very important. It's a, and it's a basis for other subjects that you go on to take. So, what do you do if you find out your kid is one of those who does have a little bit more nervousness or anxiety about testing than normal?
Well, first of all, math anxiety or any kind of subject anxiety stems from lack of confidence. You know, you get frustrated, it's constant frustration, and there comes the anxiety, and it makes it worse than it actually is. But with understanding of concepts and ideas, confidence increases and anxiety goes away.
And then too, a lot of that nervousness comes from not really knowing as much as they would like to know about it. So if they come to someone like you, or maybe go to their teacher and say, "You know what, I'm trying to grasp this," or "I thought I knew what this was, but I'm not quite sure." Is that okay?
Oh, that is great. I say, if you can't come to a place like Mathnaisum or any of the other learning centers, just persevere. Try to relate it to something that is meaningful to you, and try to understand it, because everyone doesn't understand things the same way. So if you could kind of figure out what your learning style is and how you understand things, that's very empowering.
Because people learn differently.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right about that. But you were just saying, you look at your child and you want to believe that they're smart and they know what's going on and there's nothing wrong. But what if there is something wrong, Monica? How do you know when it's test anxiety as opposed to something like maybe a learning disability?
Okay, well, I don't think learning is disabled. I think it's more delayed for some kids. And sometimes they haven't really figured out what clicks with them. So once they do, they can get past that delayed, learning and really start to excel.
So the delay might be coming from just not knowing quite how they learn yet.
Right.
Exactly.
And in the current issue, we talked to Monica about what are the learning styles that children have, whether they're tactile or visual or auditory. And she had some great tips on that. So if you can kind of understand it as a parent and help the child understand it, maybe they need to be taking more notes, or maybe they need to watch a video to kind of get some of those concepts. And so
I love that you mentioned notes too. I noticed that kids don't seem to be taking as many notes as we took when I was in school. What do you think that is? Do they just like to listen, or is it that was like we wrote out lots and lots of notes? Everything now is like texting. Everything's so short and sweet with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe they could text notes instead of write, because many people just don't like to write. We got out of the habit of doing it.
Yeah.
And I don't
miss
know.
it.
and even cursive. They're not teaching cursive anymore. It's crazy. I know.
I mean, once they learn their signature, that's pretty much all they need to know.
And
Now
there's
everything
X.
else is everything else is on the computer. If they want to know more about Mathnaisum, how can they find out about that?
Okay, you can just go to www.mathnaisum.com. or give us a call at 356-1570, and we'd love to help.
All right.
Yeah.
And what about the magazine?
Potential magazine, yeah, back to school issue. We have some great things, some fall fashions, but we've also got some great tips in there. Again, the test anxiety, there's a list of 6 additional tips that are real pragmatic that I hope parents will be able to use.
Okay, that's awesome. And they can also find you online and get your newsletter.
Yes, potentialmagazine.com, and sign up for the newsletter. It's free. It comes every week. It's a great resource.
All right. Well, no anxiety here. I'm looking forward to the school year, and I think I've got my 15-year-old right where he needs to be right now.
He's a smart guy.
I'm kind of anticipating the whole schedule change is what I'm thinking about. Hopefully there's something in your magazine that. All right. Thank you so much, guys. So nice to see you both.